This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Rule. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the government's plan to ban wrecked vehicles and vehicles more than 10 years of age is creating some confusion among those in the automotive repair business on the island. This morning, a number of workers assembled outside the Harold de Gregory complex to express their disapproval. As Megan Shepard tells us, this protest led to the arrest of one member of the group.
Various professionals from the automotive industry gathering at the Harold de Gregory complex early Monday morning in a show of solidarity to speak out against the ban on the importation of wrecked vehicles. The business owners say they see no real benefit to implementing this ban and that only a small number of big businesses will benefit from this move. They say that on a daily basis they deal with damaged vehicles and that this ban will essentially kill a number of businesses on the island.
They came on the debate and saying that you have big companies like Friendly Ford and Sampen Motors that's complaining that they are not able to sell cars. Well, they ain't able to sell cars because Bahamians don't have jobs to get financing for the cars. We providing a way for other people to drive. And it really ain't fair. Like I said, customs can lose. We say we need revenue in the treasury. Customs ain't gonna get that money. I have money in my pocket right now to give to customs. Not after July 31st. I losing, the body man losing, the body man them need to buy a lawnmower because ain't gonna be enough cars.
More than 15 people out here, and there's more than 5 to 10 businesses can shut down because they say no more wrecked cars. Okay, if they had a problem with it in the beginning, the money that they make at customs, they need to evaluate that and say, let's do something else. Don't come with this. Don't stop an industry.
Owner of Miller Auto Connections, Otis Miller, says he's seen the auto business change the lives of many young people by giving them an honest way to make a living with their hands. He asks what alternative will be put in place if this ban is implemented.
I know a lot of young men, they had a life of crime they used to do. Stealing drugs, robbing, stealing. Car sales became an alternative for them. You know what I mean? The industry is a multi-million-dollar industry. Myself has pumped over $3 million in duty from the time we've been selling cars. And I feel that the government should at least try to regulate the industry like Troy Garvey said, rather than just up and stopping it suddenly. Because we need to have something to do. So I'll say to the government, what is the alternative for the people? What is the alternative? If you stop the marsh car industry, what are we going to do next? The guys who's doing crime, should they go back to crime?
Many of these men have children and say this is their only source of income to support their families. They say today's fight is not about politics, but rather fighting for a better future for the next generation.
I'm an auto body repairman, and I have mechanics under me also, and I have 2 other guys under me. And we deal with this every single day. And this would kill the business.
There was a strong showing of police officers. The driveway was blocked during the demonstration, impeding the smooth flow of traffic. Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police Emrick Seymour was called in, and a talk show host and local mechanic Kendall Colebrook was arrested.
Listen. Give me the keys. Why are you doing it? Why are you? Am I arrested? You are obstructing.
Senior ACP Seymour says he is not denying the group their right to speak out, but law and order must be followed.
All demonstration has to come to my office. I didn't authorize anyone to be here in the first place. I didn't give any permission for anyone to be here. So as far as I'm concerned, what they were carrying on was an illegal demonstration. And so we came here and asked them to move. As you can see, one of them, well, after they failed to move because they said they weren't illegally demonstrating. One of the leaders, of course, Mr. Kendall Colebrook, was arrested. And of course, we intend to file additional charges for the person.
Following Colebrook's arrest, the group was again advised to leave the premises. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, the government recently announced a ban on the importation of wrecked vehicles and others more than 10 years old. Since then, officials have clarified that cars that cannot be put back together on the streets of the United States are considered wrecked cars and not those with slight damage. Well, it was talk show host and automotive body repairman Kendall Colebrook who was arrested during that protest outside the Harold de Gregory complex this morning. And this afternoon, he was arraigned before Magistrate Rankin Johnson in Court Number 3 on charges of illegal assembly and demonstrating without a permit. Colebrook pled guilty and was given a conditional discharge. He was placed on 1-year probation and ordered to undergo counseling for a period of 2 months. Meantime, the feud between the Grand Bahama Taxi Union and the Ministry of Tourism over the new prepaid taxi program continues. This past Saturday, the leadership of the taxi union took matters into their own hands to show their opposition to the program. Italia Hall was there.
It's an ongoing feud over who should receive passengers at the Freeport Harbor. On Saturday, it was reported that taxi drivers were being treated unfairly by tourism officials. Members of the Grand Bahama Taxi Union say they have made every effort to help fix this vexing issue by contacting several government officials but have not received a response. Vice President of the Grand Bahama Taxi Union, Harold Curry, says the group is now planning to take their concerns to a higher authority.
We're trying to get the Ministry of Transport, Ms. Glennis Hannah Martin, to come here and solve this issue. We can't see her. It seems to us like Ministry of Tourism doing her job. We need to keep Ministry of Tourism out of transportation business. They come in here and picking cars to do transportation business. That ain't their job. When they move our sign, our rate board out here today, which is $5 a person to go from here to Port Lucaya, from the harbor to Port Lucaya, $5 a person. They move it from where we had it stationary and leave the fare $27 a person for 1 to 2 persons. The taxi rate is 1 to 2 persons, $27 to go from here to Port Lucaya.
Earl Gadet says the law states that the first taxi drivers in line should be the first to receive passengers, and claims that on Saturday the Ministry of Tourism did the opposite.
What tourism is playing with is craziness. The drivers that they pick out, not even on the line, uptown, doing whatever they want to do. And we have a number of taxi drivers whose cars are in the rotation on the line. Those cars in the rotation on the line should get the jobs.
The group adds that this issue casts a negative light on the tourism industry, taxi drivers, residents, and tourists.
While the grass is better up, the cow's starving. We can't go home today and tomorrow. This is license money that's spent me. A lot of these cars even couldn't license because they ain't making the money. A lot of these families hurting. Some of these people have health problem. They can't meet their health because one set of people making all the money. This is wrong, and nobody doing nothing about it. It's terrible.
The group alleges that what is taking place is illegal and someone in authority must bring resolution to the issue once and for all. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Italia. Well, the director with the Ministry of Tourism, Betty Bethel, says the prepaid program implemented on Saturday has nothing to do with the regular taxi line, but instead caters to passengers who want to be taken on a mini tour and not the regular ride from the harbor to the hotel. Bethel says it is a volunteer program and the drivers involved must meet certain requirements. They must be properly presented and vehicles must be in order. The program, she notes, is currently on a trial basis and is in an effort to develop new products in the tourism sector. Switching gears now, 5 illegal immigrants were captured in Bahamian waters. Reports say around 6 o'clock Friday evening, the United States Coast Guard intercepted a white 24-foot vessel while in Bahamian waters with suspected immigrants on board. Officers of the Marine Unit assisted in transporting the migrants to Grand Bahama. The illegal immigrants consisted of Jamaican and Haitian nationals, 3 adult males, 1 adult female, and an infant. A 34-year-old Bahamian of South Bahamia, Grand Bahama, was also on board that vessel. He was arrested and taken into custody. After a United Labor Day parade, labor leaders and union members came together yesterday for a post-Labor Day church service in 8 Mile Rock. The worship service closed out a week of events in celebration of workers. Tonight, Sabrina Brown has the details.
Members of the country's 2 umbrella unions joined officers and members of the Central Zion Baptist Church in 8 Mile Rock Sunday for the morning worship service. Representative of the Trade Union Congress Kirk Russell and Javot Cooper of the National Congress of Trade Unions are calling on the church and state to stand with trade unions as they fight for the rights of workers across this nation.
Sir Randall said about 60 odd years ago, and I would use the word odd, about 60 odd years ago, that either we unite as one or we perish as fools. And ladies and gentlemen, the Trade Union Congress movement, led by our esteemed president, Mr. O.B. Ferguson, call upon the churches to unite with us.
It's not about the NCTUB or the TUC. It's about the workers of the Bahamas. It's about the people of the Bahamas.
Pastor of Central Zion Baptist, Reverend Elvis Burrows, agrees that unity is key as they chart the way forward.
While we as individuals may differ philosophically, educationally, racially, vocationally, by nationality, and yes, politically, nothing good will happen unless and until there is a spirit of unity in the organization of which we are a part.
He says union leaders must also possess good character.
You need men and women of tenacity and the gift of leadership. Men and women who are able to sit and represent the union in the corporate boardrooms and in the governmental office. Men and women who are able to articulate a vision and a position and speak intelligently and clearly on behalf of your organization.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
So that's the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition continues in just a moment. Welcome back. Bishop Michael Alden School can boast of another major academic achievement. The school captured top awards in the 2015 Southeastern Consortium of Minorities in Engineering, or the SECME competition in the United States. Not only did their junior and senior teams place in the top 3, the elementary team placed first in their division. Megan Shepard has a report.
For the past 19 and Mousetrap car competition, where winners from that competition go on to compete internationally. President Clifford Bowe says he is excited about the historic win for the BMES elementary team. Club member Dennis Knowles explains how monumental this win is.
We're excited about this program because what it actually does, it stimulates the scientific minds of our young people. And, you know, I look at it as an opportunity for the students to get from in front of the television and the video games and to actually put their minds into gear and to improve their thought process.
It is a consortium of 37 universities in the Northeast. It has 57 school districts and over 30,000 students. BMES beat out one of the top high schools in Miami, which came second, and the third place was a high school in Texas. This is not a little competition in Florida. This is a national competition featuring some of the top schools in the United States.
Principal Anita Doherty and physics teacher Nonito Villahar are both elated about the victory.
To have our primary school as a participant this year and having the results sent to Florida and for them to be named national champions is no small feat. And I really want to congratulate them.
We were very, very surprised because this is the first time that Bahamas wins in the primary school mousetrap competition, and we placed first, and it's very, very surprising.
The championship team consists of Makara Roll, Jose Guillermo, and Jaden Pinder. They each competed individually to be a part of the team and say their hard work began immediately. The group was a part of a training workshop since December of 2014.
The experience was great. Preparing for the competition was a little bit hard because we had to try over and over if something was wrong with the car. We started the workshop in December and we worked through the months as the competition came up.
I was nervous about the car because running it was like the mousetrap had too much power. It was difficult to just take it and put it and just leave it. So we do our best to put it and just let it run.
It was just a tough road to where we are now. We were trying and trying until Mr. Viaja helped us.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Congratulations, guys. And now to our nightly feature, Ask the Doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome.
MJ from the Turks and Caicos Islands recently asked a question concerning her thyroid results, which showed that she had an underactive thyroid. Today, I would like to answer the second part of your question, MJ, about other symptoms besides weight gain. Hypothyroidism can also cause increased difficulty losing weight, fatigue and weakness, coarse, dry hair or rough, pale skin, inability to tolerate cold temperatures, constipation, depression, abnormal menstrual cycles, and decreased libido. Please seek medical advice from a doctor at one of our community clinics if you are experiencing one or several of these symptoms. Treating hypothyroidism requires lifelong medication with thyroid hormone replacement. And if you are diagnosed with an underactive thyroid, it can only be treated with medications prescribed by a doctor. If you have a question or just concerned about your health, please email askthedrbahamas@gmail.com. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Sabrina Brown has a check on sports when we return.
Good evening and welcome to Sports. I'm Sabrina Brown. The Hoyts Labor Day basketball tournament came to a close Saturday night at the St. George's Gymnasium. Hoyts won the 7A division with the 6-2 win over Agape. Ricardo Lightbourne has more.
Bimini and Showtime on court in the 9-10 division championship game. Bimini played team basketball and came away with a 21-12 win led by Galen Roll. 11-12, another Bimini versus Showtime clash. Bimini had all kinds of problems finding the rim and out of sync. Showtime defense was up for the challenge. Showtime was up with this one, folks, and showed that they simply can take it to Bimini and gave them fits. Bimini finally got on the board and broke the duck egg. 17-2 your score to break. Showtime in the second half turned up the heat on Bimini and rolled to a 25-2 win. Nathan Albury leading the charge for Showtime. The fans eager for Agape and the Saints clash. 13-14 finals was a doozy. The game between the Outreach Ministry Saints was simply getting off to a pretty good one. Reach Out also had the range from the arc. That's good from Banyan Lane. You want a defense? This one had it as Reach Out stepped up and simply came off the turnover and cashed it on the other end. 12-2 Reach Out at the half. In the second half, Agape found their groove and carved the Reach Out defense, but Reach Out was ready for the run and gave Agape all they could handle. Reach Out defeated Agape out of Abaco 21-11. Devontae Said making a statement. The boys' 15-16 championship, Showtime taking on Seagrave Saints and Showtime at the range. Seagrave was slighted and answered with a three-pointer as well. Showtime was tough in the paint and had to hustle. Showtime defense was on watch to quick hands and the turnover. Result, the deuce the next way. Seagrave Saints refused to go away and answered from the long-range shooting. Showtime sought to make a statement and D'Angelo Mackey also making the charge. Showtime won it 39-29. In the 17-18 championship, Agape out of Abaco and Showtime. Showtime had some quick starts here and got off pretty quick. But Agape had a game plan of their own, hustle and speed to the hoop. Coach Maurice Fox needed a quick timeout. Coach Wade Adley had Agape prepped for what will be a shooting contest, nothing but nets. This one from Dundastown, Abaco. Showtime simply out of control. The offensive foul on the play. Agape of Abaco stopping Showtime 30-12. Congrats to Godfrey Roll, the most valuable player in the division.
And that's your sports tonight.